Okay, we are here today for Jason's IEP meeting. We have Jason, of course, in attendance. We have his father, and then we also have the vocational teacher, Mr. Berkey, and then the gen ed teacher, Ms. Calloway. We have the district representative, the principal, Ms. Smith, and then I'm Ms. Kriska, his special education teacher. Let's start off today talking about the agenda. We'll go over some things, his annual goals, his regular goals, and then we'll go over his new accommodations and things that he can do better in his gen ed classrooms and special education classrooms, and then talk about his future outside of school. So let's start by going over some of Jason's strengths. Some things I've noticed are that he's doing really well in math class, he's excelling in English and science. He's been coming to class prepared to work, does accomplish most of his assignments on time, but some things he is still needing time to work on. Dad and Jason, do y'all think that is correct? Do y'all think things are working well?
Good.
What are some things that you think you do well, Jason?
I don't know.
Nothing?
I mean...
What about math class? What do you think you do well in math?
Well, I like to skateboard.
That's for outside of school. What do you think you do well in math?
Oh, pretty good at getting my math done.
Getting it done, so working efficiently?
Yeah.
Dad, what do you think he's doing well in?
I think he's applying himself to math very well, so he's getting his grades up in math and English, which I'm very proud of course. So I think he's applying himself and getting to class on time and doing schoolwork when he's supposed to be doing it.
Okay. Miss Calloway.
I've noticed on his IEP before revamping it, we had giving him 10 minutes extra in class, and I've noticed that I don't think he needs that, which I think was stated on the last IEP, so that definitely I think can be changed. He's on time most days. I would say maybe having a behavior log about attendance that I think we could sign every day instead of weekly would be better for him. I'm noticing, his grades are doing really well. He's getting A's and B's. Except he can kind of zone out in class a lot, and zones out, but he gets his work done, I think, a lot in his study skills class, which he's talked about, so, yeah.
All right. Beautiful. Dad and Jason, anything else to add on that point? Anything you think, Jason, you might be able to do better?
I've been getting in class pretty well, so that's been pretty good.
Are you liking your general education classes?
Yeah.
Better?
They're pretty good.
Okay.
I like them better than being in the other classroom.
Special education room? Good. Well, hopefully we can get you out of the study skills class and move you into another gen ed class, maybe an elective, something you're really interested in doing, something that you can apply yourself to, and not necessarily specifically for an English or math grade. Miss Smith, would you like to go over his first couple goals on that first form?
Yeah, so, excuse me, we've talked about Jason's concentration in class and attention. And so what has been presented to me is the idea that Jason will monitor his own on-task rate. The goal would be 85% or higher, and that it would be measured by an individual progress report, which would be like an individual checklist that he would have with him daily. If needed, the district can provide assistive technology in the form of a timer to kind of keep him on task.
Okay, we'll definitely add that into his IEP. I think that'll be a good addition. I think the timers will help you get your stuff done on time, knowing that the time's running out, that way you know when it's actually due. Anything else on that one?
You guys have already discussed the time between classes, and it doesn't look like if that continues to progress positively as it has been, then by the end of the semester we'll drop that study skills class and add an extra elective, which I think would be more, give you a chance to take courses that you're more that are more interesting to you. And so to evaluate that, will you we want you to be on time 85% of the time in between classes, and that'll be measured by an attendance log that teachers will sign.
Great. I think another thing, Jason, I know this might be a sensitive topic that we want to talk about, is your personal hygiene. You do come to school a lot wearing the same clothes, maybe not showered daily, which is fine. You don't have to shower every day. One thing that we'd like for you to start doing is planning your outfits for the week on a daily log for like Monday through Friday. Write down which jeans you're going to wear and which different shirts you're going to wear. And then as us as our teachers, we'll be able to just track that, and you don't even have to communicate with us. We'll have a copy of it, and we obviously see you every day. So we'll be able to check off that you ordered the outfit that you planned on wearing and kind of get you on the road to a more healthier lifestyle. Do you think that's something you could do?
I don't have a lot of clothes.
Dad?
We could definitely go to the mall and get him some new clothes, get him some new jeans, get him some new shirts,
Yeah.
get his zoomies, they'll be all good.
Not letting you pick my clothes.
That's fine, you can pick your own clothes. But we're gonna get you to the mall so you can get the clothes.
Cool.
Great.
Yes, I wanted to add in that I've noticed that even though he doesn't like to be on task a lot during class, whenever we do like activities on the computer, he really is engaged and really enjoys it. And I think that might be a good idea if we take away study skills and maybe add another elective. That something with computers might be a good option. Is that something you'd like to do?
Yeah, I want to pick my own classes. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, hopefully through the rest of these last couple months in the year, you can get rid of that study skills class, and then next year we'll be able to get you in one of those digital art design classes that you want to do.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Some new things that we want to go over, just the new accommodations that will work with you for the rest of the year. So sometimes you do act out just out of frustration, and I think that has a lot to do with, you know, your personal life outside of school. So some things we will do to like help with that are just correct your inappropriate behaviors in private. So we'll kind of take you to the side, and that way not talk to you in front of the class. That way when you are acting out, we can just kind of get you away from the situation. And at that time, we'll provide you with a calm, quiet down area where you can be by yourself and not have to be with anybody else. And if we are in class and we can't pull you away at the moment, we will try to redirect your appropriate behavior. That way you're not disrupting the whole class and the rest of your classmates. We talked about timers, reminder cards. That way if there's a homework assignment you need to get done, it'll be in a specific place and it'll say exactly what you need to get done for a specific day. Assignment sheets so you can track your assignments very well and keep track of everything. We talked about the behavior contract plan, getting to class on time, behaving well in class, not needing that extra time to get to class. And that'll be it for about accommodations for the next coming year. What do you think, Dad?
I think those are great, especially by getting a copy with the assignment sheets as well, so I can kind of make sure that he's doing the work at home. Because you know how teenagers are, sometimes you're like, where's the homework? Oh, I don't have any homework, so this will let me know he actually does have homework, so I can make sure he's doing it in a timely fashion as well. And I think definitely he responds better to talking to him one-on-one about his behavior than talking to him in front of the entire class, because no one likes to be humiliated and kind of being like, hey, you're messing up the class, and kind of cause the little humiliation. So
Right.
one-on-one is definitely a better option for him.
Good. Jason, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns about your new accommodations?
Sounds good.
No? You think you'll be able to keep track with the assignment sheets and the reminder cards?
Yeah, we can do that.
Great. So let's talk about Jason's future. Jason, of course, loves skateboarding, and we have found that out. And so what he really wants to do when he's done with school, and Jason can talk more about this too, is he wants to like build skateboards, design them, get into his artistic path, and maybe even design skate parks, different ramps. He wants to go to school to do that, and it could be a vocational 2-year school, any kind of program. He doesn't have to go to a 4-year university. And he wants to work at the local skate shop at the mall that'll help him get through that. Dad, has he talked to you about this at all?
He's mentioned a bit about skateboarding. He hasn't really expanded on that what he wants to do with it. I know that he's really interested in it. It's where he spends all his free time. But he hasn't really explained what he wants to do with it outside of just going to the parks and skateboarding. So
Okay.
it's good to know that he actually has like a goal he wants to do with it.
Jason, do you want to tell your dad more about your dream job?
I have a vision that I don't think you understand. It's big. It's big.
So Jason will be encouraged to pursue a post-high school education at a vocational/trade school. A lot of transition services are available here at the Career Center at the high school, which you have been to before. How did you feel the Career Center went for you, visiting it, seeing what options were there for you after school?
Some pretty cool people there.
Cool.
Cool stuff.
Nice. Dad, have you read into much about the vocational services allowed to him?
I have not been a bad father on that part, but yeah, I'm definitely interested in learning more about that.
Great. Well, we have Mr. Berkey here, who is part of the vocational program, and he will be happy to discuss more about the options he has for Jason.
Okay.
So starting in high school, we still have options such as computer-aided drafting and woodshop courses, which would give them a chance to kind of learn how to plan out how drafting programs work for skate parks and probably even design skateboards. We have a few 3D design classes as well, and we recently got a 3D printer, so if he can get permission from the teachers, he can make mock-ups of skateboard designs and different skate parks. One thing that I think might really help for practical use is the woodshop course. Now, you may be working on some things other than skateboards, but it'll give you kind of an idea of the materials that skateboards are made out of and how to work with them in a more hands-on way. So then when you're doing the drafting, you'll understand what the material is going to be like more so.
So I could learn how to make skateboards.
Oh, yes. We had a student a couple of years ago made a skateboard for his younger brother and then made a grandfather clock for his dad as part of the senior project.
I don't think I want to make clocks. But
Oh, you don't have to make clocks. That was his choice. You can make skateboards.
That's cool.
That's something you see yourself doing in the future?
Yeah.
Great.
I wanna do that.
As part of his love for skateboarding, for community participation, we really are going to encourage him, Dad, to maybe go volunteer at a YMCA or Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
And he can teach those kids how to skateboard. I mean, he can take them to local skate parks and just kind of like get them, and they have that brotherly, big brother mentality with them. And that way maybe he can maybe meet some new friends too, some other mentors there at the program, and maybe get away from some of the friends he has now who he currently gets in a little bit of trouble with. Would you agree, Jason?
My friends.
Your skateboard friends that you get in trouble with?
They're my friends.
Yeah, but they're bad influences. They can still be your friends, but maybe not hang out with them as much when they're getting in trouble.
I don't know.
What do you think about meeting new people?
If they're cool.
Okay, well, I'm sure they'll probably be cool. In his future, we think he's capable of living independently after high school.
Mhm.
The only thing that we would encourage him to do is really try to get behind the wheel at some point. Maybe start off slowly just by taking the test just to get your learner's permit, and then maybe going to, coming here at the end of the day when the parking lot's empty or at night and driving with Dad slowly but surely. I know you have a traumatic experience with that, but we feel with living independently, you're not going to be able to ride your skateboard to and from school and work every day. So having a car, especially when you're grown and get married and have a family and kids, you're not going to be able to tow 3 kids on your back on your skateboard. So one thing we really want to encourage you to do now is to really start getting behind the wheel slowly but surely. That way when you are living by yourself in a few years, that's something you could do for yourself. What do you think about that?
I don't really like cars.
I know.
I like skateboards.
Do you think if you did it like slowly, just baby steps, like just driving through a parking lot at the end of the day when the parking lot's empty, nobody's around?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Well, that's one big goal we can really start thinking about. Driver's ed, I think, starts in a couple of months, so it's something you can think about soon. Anybody have any last minute things they could talk about, accommodations, anything?
I just wanted to say I forgot to interject earlier just about the use of the new accommodations in the classroom, the timer, the quiet space if necessary, stuff like that. Definitely doable in my class. We do a lot of project-based stuff, and so it's not an issue at all to have a timer with that, to make sure I'm keeping as an assignment sheet for him and keep organized. And I'm sure my other general education colleagues won't have an issue as well.
Mr. Berkey, Ms. Smith, anything else you want to add before we close it up?
No, I'll just reiterate what Ms. Calloway said, that definitely we have this IEP in place, and if everyone agrees and we want to do this, all of our staff will be on board.
Dad, Jason? Are you excited for your next year? Hopefully getting into some more classes you actually want to take?
Yeah, that's cool. I like
Good.
that.
We look forward to seeing you.
Good. All right, guys. Well, I will get this printed up and send a copy to everybody so everyone will be informed of what exactly is going to happen, okay? Nice. Great.
Thank you.